Good day, Pinoy Clicksers and Mixers. Welcome back to the channel. They are mutants according to Wikipedia, so we're gonna look at them. Let's go! Okay, so we are looking at four figures that we will call adjacent mutants. Okay, I call them adjacent because the primary mutants are the X-Men team, and they, according to Wikipedia once again, are quote-unquote mutants of their own race. Okay, so of course mutants gain their powers through genes, and I think I'm not good enough in terms of the background of these particular characters. So I am trusting Wikipedia completely for this particular list. Thank you once again to Julian, Sandy, one of the players here in the Philippines, for trading me these figures. Okay, so they will now be part of my collection, starting off with Molly Hayes. Okay, so Molly Hayes is from the What If storyline, Runaways, Young Avengers, keywords, Runaway Straight, which is once per turn when Molly Hayes attacks. If she is adjacent to a friendly character with the Runaway or Young Avengers mutant, Young Avengers keywords rather, she can reroll a 1 on a die of the attack roll, which is good. And she has a special damage power. Knockback, Molly Hayes can use Close Combat Expert, but as a close combat action. When she does and hits, the target is knocked back 4 squares instead of any other knockback. Okay, so not so good because Close Combat Expert for her is not a passive ability. Okay, so this is a what if story, so maybe that's why in some timeline or some stories maybe Molly Hayes is not considered a mutant, but on some timeline he she might be a mutant per se. Okay, so as a mutant, her power set is definitely super strength and durability, and you can see her dial here. Okay, so 2008. Okay, so she's a bit of an adult in this particular sculpt. Okay, so I can see, I know we have another Molly Hayes that is really young Avengers. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one is also a young Avengers, if I'm not mistaken, which is Reptile. Okay, Animal Avengers Initiative keywords. A trait, the evolutionary path of the amulet. Reptile can use shape change once per game. When he would be KO'd, you may instead turn the dial to click number 5 or 9, even if this ability is being ignored. Okay, so I guess that means protected, pulse wave, and outwit. Okay, so reptile is shape changing to dinosaurs. Okay, so I don't know, that might be his mutant power triggered by the amulet mentioned here. Okay, so as I said, I'm not familiar with their lore, and he is a human mutant. If that makes sense. Special movement is wingspan. Reptile can use sidestep and has flight. And from Humberto Lopez, the Avengers Initiative featuring Reptile is the first significant appearance. The third one is Weezer. Okay, so Invaders and Speedster. So his mutant power is definitely super speed. And I love this sculpt. Can you see that sculpt? The legs are running, and you can see because of the translucent plastic that it's very dynamic in terms of a pose. And this is only a common? Is this a common or a rare? A rare, okay. So let's see. What Wiser is Invaders and Speedster keyword. A trait, invade your territory. Weezer ignores opposing barrier and smoke cloud markers for movement purposes and removes them from the game when moving through them, which is really powerful. Boxing at 100 mph is the special movement. Weezer can use hypersonic speed. When he does, he can use close combat expert instead of the close combat action, which is really good. Only for 75 points. Wow, this is a great candidate for a legacy card, perhaps in the future. Okay, so but make it 50 points. And then Robert Frank, USA number 1 is the significant appearance. Okay, Wizard. And finally, this one I'm more quote unquote. I've seen this guy Terax because he was the herald of Galactus. So he is, I think, a Birjan and a mutant Birjan, something like that. Okay, so Terax is brute, cosmic, herald, offenders, and ruler keyword. A trait, masters of rock and stone, Terax and friendly characters can use improved movement elevation, which is a good thing. And special attack power, major earthquake, give Terax a power action and make a ranged combat attack targeting all characters occupying or adjacent to a square within its range and line of fire. A hit character occupying that square is dealt 4 damage, and each hit character adjacent to the square is dealt 3 damage. That is a very powerful ability. So he comes in 265, 140 points. Okay, I think there's a legacy card of this particular figure, if I'm not mistaken, okay, because he's a great candidate. And a special damage power, Stone gives me strength, modify Terax damage value by the number of squares of blocking terrain adjacent to him. A damage value, interesting. So Tyros and Fantastic Four is the significant appearance. Okay, so Tyros, a mutant Birjan. Okay, so we're happy to have 4 more mutants, quote unquote, in our collection. And who else are mutants in some storylines? Maybe you can share in the comments if you know any. Okay, not the mainstream X-Men, but adjacent mutants. But for now, bye bye.